Cinephiles often have a film or three that stick with them throughout time and is quoted in regular conversation or referenced for its humor and profound dialogue. Looking back at my decades of film watching history and the fountain of obscure pop movie culture details and one-liners, I find myself defaulting to the Coen brothers' notable works, and I think the most important one in my years of study, as well as my childhood, would have to be Raising Arizona with our boy Nick Cage. When I was a kid, there was a video rental store in town that rented movies for 99 cents, and once a week, my mom would take my sisters and I to pick out movies for the weekend, a pastime that would define my existence and my passion for cinema for years to come. While we picked movies that suited our tastes, there was one movie that everyone would pick as a default, making it a staple in our home and never getting old. Raising Arizona is a movie that as a 7-year-old child, I enjoyed because of the clever dialogue and hijinks and colorful characters, but as an adult and a scholar of film, I understood the subtleties of why it's one of the greats. Reoccurring themes in Coen brothers films usually include a couple of criminals that have no business doing crime, and the idea that chaos is always prevalent. We all have dreams and goals, and most of us have the drive to achieve them no matter the cost. That puts us in an interesting position when you consider what you would do to have what you want most. The funny thing is, for some of us, it's not as simple as wanting to have a child with the one you love, and while that doesn't seem complicated, Raising Arizona shows us how far good folks are willing to go just to have a baby. I know it seems ridiculous to the uninitiated, but when the characters are so well written and acted, it's about as believable as it gets. But why has this movie stayed with me so long? Why is it a movie I enjoy time and time again with laughter and more recently tears? Because at its core, it is about a man trying to do right by the woman he loves, and just try to be the best man he can be for her in spite of his character defects and proclivities. How does one man change when it is in our nature to be selfish? A problem that apparently is easily solved by living for another and giving them a good life. This is where children are the hope that we can correct our own deficiencies. It's a little cliche to say that children are our future, but it's really just a fact that ultimately makes you look inside and see if you're being a positive influence so they can be better. Recently, I became misty-eyed at the end of this movie because it dawned on me that all we can do as humans is strive, continue to move forward and work toward what we want, hoping that one day that will be achieved. Lucky for some, that they can share the struggle with someone and they can strive together, always looking ahead for a better tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.